hello, and good evening. Welcome to A Filthy Talk, a Filthy Lots live weekly panel discussion show coming to you live from North Vancouver on the traditional territories of the Squamish Nation. We would like to recognize the privilege to work, play, and create on these beautiful lands. Happy Halloween to all of you out there. I am Trevor Gemma. With me here is Roz Young, who's barely keeping it together.
So good.
Didn't warn you at all.
Oh, you didn't tell me, and it was really great. And I love it so much. Hello, everyone! Woo!
And returning as fact checker is Ryan Whyte.
Ooh.
Ooh, very scary. You look like something has afflicted you, Ryan. Are you okay?
I believe I was on the Titanic when it went down, and I was in my finest attire at the time, obviously, and I have been resting peacefully on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean for the last 100 years, and then you assholes dredged me up for this.
Yes. Well, thank you for
That sounds
being
like
here.
us.
It's very special, okay?
My pleasure.
I love it. And joining us today over here,
Yes.
ba 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 ba.
Lala Mcqueen. And sorry. I broke.
You guys all have to do voices apparently.
And Jamie Gummo.
Wonderful. And we also have some other people waiting in the wings.
Yes. Without further ado, we're going to rush through a little bit of something here. We are doing a pumpkin carving contest today. Hey! So we are going to bring out all of the competitors and have them pull a theme from the box. And then they will go off and have about 40 minutes to carve their pumpkin in accordance to how they interpret their theme. So, without further ado, let's bring out the first contestant.
I like how you shifted from Transylvanian to French Canadian.
It's just going all over the place. Yeah.
All right,
No
pull your theme, Lauren.
All right.
Okay, Lauren, you're gonna carve a pumpkin today for us that is.
Childhood.
Oh, she.
Childhood.
Yeah.
If you hate it, you get a chance to pull, but if you pull again,
No.
Taking it?
Lauren's a sport.
I believe in the
You
first
got this?
pull.
You have a plan?
I got this. I don't have a plan, but I have 40 minutes. I think
Your
it's just
time
going to
starts
look
ba-ba-ba.
Trauma, am I right?
Next, come.
Would you like? Now I'm doing it. God damn it.
That's
What a
fine.
cute little Jedi.
Like you've been bit by the vampire.
Princess Ray.
Oh my goodness.
Dance around here, all the electronics.
Okay,
Draw your theme from the box.
Kylo Dav.
All right. Did you say Kylo Dav? I was
Yeah.
looking for that.
Yeah?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Draw the theme,
And Queen Ray.
Queen. Oh.
Queen Ray.
All right. So
June-
what do we got
What is your theme?
here? D&D.
Yeah!
Yes, very good theme.
D and D.
Yep.
Yes, D&D. Yes, however you want to
You
interpret.
can interpret that some different
you.
ways.
Look
I
forward
mean,
Oh,
to
goodness.
seeing what you do.
Make sure your pumpkins are you know, safe for TV audiences.
Go, carve your pumpkin.
I mean, yeah.
It needs to be said.
Next, come.
We got another victim. I mean, contestant.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hello.
Today's legend.
Draw your theme from the
Dun,
box.
dun, dun, dun.
Guide me.
What is your theme?
Horsies? My little pony.
You can re-poll, but then you have to go with the second one.
Oh. Yeah, it's hard. I already tried drawing a horse. It's really hard.
Oh, you can tell I made these.
Rainbows and kittens.
Science goes wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Science goes wrong. Good theme, good theme. Oh, hello.
Oh, the Midsummer Gardener.
You're about 6 months too late.
My theme is hell.
Oh,
Excellent. Excellent.
This is
That is
fine.
good theme.
Good theme.
Good luck.
Thank you.
lots of creative interpretations possible. We have another carver. Ooh, Capri. rocking our not today? Not the brave.
The classics.
Ooh.
Classics.
Or you can try your hand at a mystery second.
Oh, but if you redraw, you have to go with the second one.
Oh, she knows the rules.
Oh, doesn't like classics. Too young for classics.
Space.
Space, the final pumpkin.
Oh, here we go. Are the expert.
Draw
So
your
pink. So sweet.
She's bubblegum.
Animals of AFL.
Your outfit is already on brand.
Why? Because I'm an
Because
animal?
you're bubblegum.
Oh, yeah, I said it's bubble.
It's great.
The raccoons eat the bubble. Okay.
It's great.
You can repull for a mystery.
Animals of AFL or
Let's repull.
Yes. Oh, she's feeling frisky.
Animals
likes
of AFL.
Cronenberg.
animals.
Oh, fuck.
Cronenberg, not better.
Sorry, love you.
Could have been raccoons.
Is that everyone?
Bomb that. Those are our
that's it.
pumpkins.
That's everything.
Those.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Okay, and while we are waiting for our pumpkin carvers to finish carving their pumpkins, we are going to talk about Halloween and scary stories. Ooh. But before we get into that, is there anything for nerd news?
There's a couple good things for nerd news.
Slipping out of luck.
I love it. It's fine. It's fine. We recently played a game of tabletop Dune.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
yes.
yes, we did.
You're looking at me like you have no idea.
I thought you were going to ask me a trivia question for some reason.
It's nerd news segment, Trevor.
I know.
And during nerd news,
I'm rusty.
we
I've been
talk
gone for
about
like-
news. Yeah. We played a game and it was fantastic. And
was very
Petra, our game master, she just killed it.
Yes.
So fantastic, and alluded to a little bit of the story and the plot line that would be in the movie, which came out. Holy moly, the movie is killing it. I just was looking at some numbers. 41 million opening weekend and 225 million globally. It has already been announced there will be a sequel coming out 2023. Holy moly. Dune news.
How much do you ascribe to the quality of the film, and how much do you ascribe to people just being stuck in their fucking houses the last 2 years?
Well, I went to see Free Guy not too long ago, and I was in theater, and you know who was in that theater with me? Me and the two people I brought. And I went to buy tickets for Dune opening weekend.
Sold out.
Sold out.
Oh, there you go.
So
no.
crazy.
Oh, yeah. Before, in case it happens, I must mention, we have been having power issues today. So there is chance that
100%.
we go off the air, but we will do our best to reconnect as soon as possible.
Our creepy Halloween office day, blackouts.
Yes, it's been like no power. Very strict.
Ghosts, for sure. Other big nerd news. I mean, we play a lot of Deep Rock Galactic.
Yes. Oh, yes.
what?
The update is coming. It is coming. Sorry, I am just going off the deep end. Go.
You know what? That's fine. And then the other thing that might be more interesting to everybody up here and everybody out there, Facebook got a new name coming out. Meta. That's what they're going to be.
That is terrible.
So to further contextualize that, it's interesting. So Google has their parent company, Alphabet, that like owns Google and all their different businesses. So Meta is the parent company that's going to like, Facebook itself is not changing its name to Meta. Facebook will still be Facebook, Instagram will still be Instagram, you know, Oculus will still be Oculus, but now there's this new Meta holding company. And for anyone who's seen like Ready Player One, I think James and I were talking about before the show actually, Facebook has spent $10 billion over the last couple of years trying to build the metaverse like what you saw in Ready Player One or Neil Diamond Stevenson's Snow Crash.
God.
And so like they're investing in building the sort of infrastructure that they're gonna kind of combine with their Oculus platform. So there's these like persistent online VR worlds, a la Second Life or...
Yeah, a whole digital universe that you would access through virtual reality.
Yeah.
We're all fucked.
Yeah. If Facebook's running that shit, it terrifies me.
Yes.
I'm going to Mars with Elon.
It's just going to be one giant mall.
It's just
essentially.
sponsored ads every 3 seconds.
Get out of here! Get out of here! I don't need new socks.
It's all your own research.
Misinformation drive.
Yeah, what's up?
You
Over
have
there.
anything else
Wait,
for-
no.
Oh, what? What's
So
up?
we have our first Channel Point redemption. We have a What's in the Box redemption.
So something that has changed is now, from now on, the fact checker will be giving you the trivia question to answer. And first correct answer gets to choose a prize from what's under one of the boxes 1 through 5. So Ryan, please ask the question.
All right. So this question is from Roz. Who are the real-life husband and wife American paranormal investigators that inspired the Amityville horror series and The Conjuring?
You two
First
can't
correct
answer.
answer wins.
Yeah, it's for the audience to answer.
For the audience.
know
You
it.
cannot
I
answer.
know. When
know
Ryan
it.
shouts out the answers, you can
Yes.
tell them if they're right then.
Okay.
When you say the correct answer, then you can tell us and prove that you are smarter than me. Because I can't remember.
I love that idea.
Yes. Because you wanted to beat me when we did the Pride trivia.
I
You did
very
not.
badly wanted to beat you.
All right.
know
So
more
we
than you.
have a winner.
Oh.
We think, whoa, it's
And-
got to be Lala.
It's all N's and M's and
Yeah,
U's and R's.
I remember.
Correctly answered Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Oh no! You just ruined the whole thing.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
Lorraine
It's
won.
okay.
So,
I'll do.
do you want to tell us a little bit about them while we wait for the box to get selected?
Yes,
Do you-
pick a number 1, 2,
Well-
3, 4, or 5.
Considering they're real people, they're a real couple that were paranormal investigators in the 70s, I believe. And she is actually a powerful clairvoyant and psychic. And he is also, they're both connected to the Catholic Church. And they were actually, I believe Ed was one of probably the only person that was able to do exorcisms with the Catholic Church's approval. And they had many, many haunted objects and many, many cases, video footage of all kinds of possessions, hauntings, and the like.
Isn't that also where Annabelle came from?
That is part of the Conjureverse, which has to do with Ed and Lorraine Warren.
But didn't they have like the real doll,
Yes.
real life? They were the ones who found it?
Yes.
Yes.
That's terrifying. I don't know. Like, imagine living in some place that had all of that stuff collected.
No.
Creepy.
Yeah, and they
Not
had a
at all.
daughter too.
So the selection was box number 2.
Box number 2.
number
Good
2.
choice. Excellent.
Anybody who feels I can do it, or
I can go.
oh yeah,
Who is the
skeleton
most mobile?
Yeah.
Spooky, scary skeletons and
Oh,
shivers.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Kidding,
What's
we've
that
got
Witcher
The
thing?
Witcher, Wild Hunt, CD Projekt Red. I don't know what that is, but it looks bad.
It is
Wall
a-
sculpture.
Yes, it is a wall sculpture of the
thing.
what is lion head?
Wolf.
Wolf. Sorry, wolf. Yes, very cool. So, is it Nurmurmur?
Murmur.
Murmur.
Send us a whisper on Twitch, and we will get your address and shipping information and send it to you.
I just put it in the mail.
We have pneumatic pipes.
Yeah. The internet is a series of tubes.
I wish we had a series of pneumatic tubes.
Come to the FX shop.
Yeah.
I think I want to use that story of those people to set up a quick little story that I prepared. Because you're talking about living with spooky things. So these 4 goblets that you can see here, very strange. Myself and my partner Ash came home from work one day, and these were arranged in this formation on our very clean, nothing else on it kitchen counter. We don't know where they came from. And when asked everyone who could have put them there, nope.
Can we touch them?
You can if you want. I am already cursed, but go ahead.
Oh, they're quite.
Hashtag trinkets.
So please don't drink from them because I'm scared of them very much. I will not throw them away, but here's the thing, is at the very worst, these were materialized by some demon or entity, and at the best, which is not good, someone was in our fucking house and left us goblets. Also creepy, very intimidating.
So it says they're made in Spain.
Yes,
Ooh.
The Spanish
I'll do a
ghost.
Spanish accent.
And they're
from Madrid.
Like pussy.
They have a lift in Madrid.
Are you from Barcelona?
They're from Barcelona.
The cabinet.
and then I guess it just says brass
Yeah.
on the bottom.
Brass?
Yeah, she,
Yeah.
All right,
should
well, whatever they
polish
are,
those up.
creep the crap out of me. And yeah,
It's
they
like
just
little
showed
bits
up
of
in our
flecks of
apartment one
something
day.
in that one.
What is that?
I dig.
Yeah. Have you ever
So-
had an object in your family that was particularly spooky for people? Like an heirloom?
Ryan?
My one quasi-paranormal story is when I was 6 years old. My mother has this friend who is the loveliest woman in the world, but takes holidays so very seriously, and like has like just boxes and boxes and boxes of decorations for every holiday. Like she decorates for Valentine's Day, she decorates for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah?
And her house is just full of tchotchkes. And I was in her bathroom and I was like,
tchotchkes?
sorry?
You say tchotchkes?
Tchotchkes, little, you know, like her house is like the Filthy Talk set.
You know, bric-a-brac.
All stuff, like just
Bric-a-brac.
random whatever. And I was in their bathroom and I'm like 5 and this gnome came alive and it invited me to go with him to its gnomish kingdom. And I unfortunately was like, I'm really sorry, Mr. Gnome. My mom's waiting for me. I have to go home. I can't come to Gnome Land with you today, but maybe next time. And he never came back, and I think I missed my opportunity to be prince of some gnomish kingdom.
Oh, that would be
That would have
great.
been cool.
Why would you not go?
I don't know. I felt like my mom was waiting on me. I think we were trying to leave,
There's always time for gnomes.
right?
So when Ryan was 5, he
you're 5.
accidentally ate mushrooms.
Yeah, I saw a gnome last Friday. And it was awesome.
And you became the prince of a gnomish kingdom.
The king of the world. It's hard to know if you're like your childhood, if it's your imagination, or if like you just had a different depth of perception back then,
Yeah.
right?
Or if you're just more open to
Yeah.
certain things.
I've heard someone say that children are just that much closer to like
The other
people,
side.
well, yeah, people who believe in like it doesn't even have to be reincarnation, but like there is a life force within us. Like we are not just we all feel that there's something more to us than just a simple animal, and that children come from the other side. Whatever spirit is inhabiting that body and is that life force is closer to something else, and the older you get, the further you get from that.
Yeah.
And everything becomes a little less magical.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
Yeah, we used to live on a farm that was like 100 years old out in the Fraser Valley, and my daughter, when she was 5, she would stare out of her room because it was open. It was renovated from an old chicken barn with a tin roof. So it was a massive open room and then just no door, just a hallway. And then she could see right from her bed to the glass door. And she always said that there was a man there every time she woke up. So we had to switch her bed around so that her head was on the other side. And then she saw him in the garden out her window. And I'd say, can you go get me some tomatoes? And she would say, not while he's there.
Dear God.
And then we found out later on that one of the previous owners had turned under in the ditch while he was driving his tractor and drowned.
Oh.
And the stream ran all the length of the property.
Oh man. Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's super creepy.
Dang.
Yeah.
So no tomatoes is what's happening here.
We got no tomatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I had to pick them myself.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're just sharing scary stories. There was a place that lived in Richmond at one point in this like co-op, like a bunch of townhouses. This little community kind of place. It was weird. And me and my mom had simultaneous nightmares a lot of the time. Like it happened for a success. Like it was freaky because she would have a bad dream and then she would wake up with what felt like someone's hands around her throat, and she couldn't breathe and she couldn't move until I started screaming. And as soon as I woke up screaming from my dream, whoa, released. And that happened for I don't know how long because I was 5. And she got a white witch to come in and remove the spirit that was in the house that was attacking us. So, yeah. Yeah. There's a spooky
great.
one for you.
Dang. Did you also get somebody to come in and find out if there were like, mold in the walls or, fungus, making it hard to breathe?
Roz is a skeptic.
Ergot poisoning.
Right?
Yeah.
Dogs can smell that. You can get them to come in and
No,
check for,
we did not.
rotting houses.
There's also, when we were living in that place was when I also drowned. There was a community pool and I drowned and was dead for a minute.
in the
That's
pool.
terrifying.
Yeah. And
You
after
remember
that, yes, I do. Something happened during that I won't tell on the internet because people might think I'm crazy. But after that,
Give it up.
no. Yeah? Okay, fine. Screw it. Okay.
Never been told.
Who wait, hear Trevor's crazy.
So wait,
am I right?
so this is what you remember about being dead for 1 minute.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, again, like, it was 4 or 5, really small child. My brother was in the pool, and he was learning to swim, and he was, like, kicking around the edge and holding onto the edge of the pool. And I was outside the pool, but following him, and my mom went home. And during that time, some kid ran by, pushed me in the pool in the deep end. And lifeguard assumed that I could swim, I suppose, but I sunk down to the bottom, and I remember like going to the bottom of the pool, just sinking right down, and just sitting there and being like, I don't know what to do. And everything kind of just like blackness just seeped in from the sides until it went to nothing. And then, you know that scene in The Matrix when he's training and like he goes with Morpheus into just sort of a white void and they summon in the like racks of guns and stuff? I was in that, essentially. I was in just a white void. Like I came to it and I was just like,
Did you have your body, or were you just perception and sensation?
I didn't look down. So I didn't look down to check that it's as if the same way I feel like I'm here now.
Right.
I was just in whiteness.
But
Like,
do you
it was-
remember like seeing your hands or anything? Like,
Vaguely.
Okay.
But the thing that happened was people started to slowly sort of appear, like they materialized, and there was people that I'd never seen before that felt very familiar.
Oh.
And they knew who I was. They called me by name and said, "You're not supposed to be here yet, Trevor." And they were all. I felt a lot of love coming off them, so I wasn't scared. It felt like I was around family. And then I came to on the side of the pool with a lifeguard resuscitating me. So, yeah,
Nice.
I am beyond dead.
I got chills a little bit there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a comforting feeling, honestly, which was kind of cool. So, but I am terrified of the water.
Fair.
That's fair.
Because whenever I'm in the water to this day, even in a something like a pool, I feel a pull pulling me backwards. It's always backwards. It doesn't matter which way I face.
Oh, yeah.
It always pulls me backwards. And it's especially strong if I'm in like a lake or the ocean, but even in a pool, it's just pulling me backwards.
That's very creepy.
So
It's super creepy.
people who know Trevor know that he's kind of a little bit like clairvoyant. Like there's a lot of weird, spooky shit that happens around Trevor sometimes. I bet you that's where it started.
Yeah, well, it did. Okay, so that's the thing is like those dreams I was talking about. Other than that, I started seeing weird shit. Like as a kid, when The Sixth Sense came out, I was like, oh, they made a movie about me.
But like a lot of
I
people
also see Bruce Willis
at the lot,
everywhere.
a lot of people at the lot are quite, people talk about maybe not personal experiences because not everybody wants to share all the time, but there are quite a few people who say that they feel not just the emotions of others, but the senses of the space around them in a different way.
Like being an empath.
Yeah.
Which,
Well,
dang.
yeah.
Do you have any kind of story you want to tell?
I have been waiting my whole life to tell this story
Ooh.
on air.
Oh, hell yeah. Do it.
Okay.
Oh, this is exciting.
This is I gotta frame it because I think it's hard to tell ghost stories, right? Because people go, oh, okay, it's a good ghost story. It's not a good ghost story when you know my parents. So just to frame this up, my parents are very normal, like conservative in their like behavior and they're just good, normal Ontario people. I don't know how else to put it. They go to their jobs, they go home, they make dinner, they're lovely parents, all those things. So my parents go to a wedding. Here's the first red flag in Salem, Massachusetts.
Spooky place.
And they go to the Witch Museum and as part of their thing, and they're on the floor. There's this beautiful museum design where it's like all the names of all the women who were burned at the stake. And one of the names is my mom's sister, Margaret Carrier, which is her married name. So whatever, no big deal. That's the same aunt that was watching me while I was back home in Gananoque in my 123-year-old house. More on that later. Whatever. They had a great wedding. They came home, And unfortunately, my childhood babysitter, their daughter passed away, and it was like a very traumatic and horrible thing that had happened. She was a young girl under 12.
How old were you at the time?
I was 4 years old.
Okay.
Okay, so keep in mind, my mom didn't tell me this story until I was 15. So this is fresh in my mind, only 22 years old. But I didn't know it my whole life, so it's kind of weird. So my mom, one night when I'm like 15, I got a high school boyfriend over, we're all drinking. Yay, my parents let me drink when I was 15. And safely in our house.
Just a normal Ontario set of parents.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
That they'd rather you be home.
Right? It's safer in our house, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're having some drinks and telling some stories, and my mom starts telling this story, and my dad just gets super sketched out and is just like, Carm, no, don't want to talk about that.
Oh.
You know? And I'm like, okay, well, what the hell? Like, why is Dad getting mad about this? And I could see him like getting red and turning, getting really uncomfortable. And so my mom says, the night we came home from Salem, we're lying in bed. And as a 4-year-old, I used to always want to sleep in the middle in a double bed. I'm really sorry, Mom and Dad. And so I used to always come in and just be like, can I get in? They're like, yeah, half asleep, the parent life. So my mom wakes up in the middle of the night and she goes, Jamie, go back to bed. And Jamie doesn't go back to bed. And she goes, Jamie, you're just kind of waking up. My dad wakes up too. He never wakes up, by the way. Apparently he always snored through all of this, and that was that. He wakes up too. And then they both hear, my mom describes it like, I don't know how to do it with the mic, but it's like wind. Like it's this really windy sound. And my mom's like, well, shit, that's not Jamie. And then she gets really scared and she turns on the light. And as soon as she turns on the light, this thing just goes back, where it's out through the room. She looks at my dad, and my dad goes, whoa! And they both were terrified, whatever. That was that. They didn't sleep for months, apparently. They sold our house. When they posted the house for sale, there was a shadowy figure beside the tree in this newspaper article. I lived in Gananoque, Ontario. I tried to find the photo because I have seen it, and it is freaky. And then, the part of the story that to me gets me to this day is the part that my mom told me that I didn't know and I still don't recall, is like, Mom, how come you were sitting on my bed all night? How come you were sitting on my bed all night last night, the next morning that I woke up? I teased my mom for 6 months, apparently, for having a nightlight. I was like, you can't, I'm scared of the dark. Mom's scared of the dark. She's like, yeah, okay, well, get the fuck out. You dumb kid. But Halloween has always been my favorite, and I think it started in that house. And I don't have memories of this, but my mom told me that I would play by myself in the basement. I'd play what I called Halloween in the basement. I put up all of our Halloween decorations in July in this 124-year-old house on a dirt floor basement. I used to find kids' toys and weird shit. I thought I had friends down there. I thought I was playing Halloween with other people, other kids. I don't know. It's a weird thing. That house was creepy. But I did kind of love it, and I would just play in this dark, gloomy, dirty basement by myself for hours. And fuck.
That is very creepy.
And I think the part about it is the retelling of this story and how uncomfortable my dad gets. And now even still, he's like, I just don't know what it was. I just don't know what it was, so I don't like to talk about it. And it scares him. I think it legitimately scares him.
Did they see something?
Yes.
They saw something.
Yeah, they said they saw what they describe it as seeing a feeling. They thought that they saw me. They thought it was a little girl, and they thought she was wearing a nightgown. They heard the noise, and it was flowy. It felt like static noise, static wind, and they saw just suck back. My parents will come and visit eventually, and they can tell you this story. It makes me I have the biggest heebie-jeebies, and I to this day, just my dad's my dad not wanting to talk about it makes it so much more real for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
that is my scary story.
Ooh, that's really good.
And it was a really cool place to live.
Yeah.
And I played alone with ghosts, I think.
So
We
now you
have
had
a
friends.
Ask Us Almost Anything.
Oh, okay.
Which is for Roz and Trevor, and I think it's referring to James's story, is what phasmophobia ghost is this?
What would that be? God, I don't know. No, I mean, no one died, right?
Someone did die.
Oh,
So,
definitely people died in that house.
No, I mean, but no
Lots
one
of
of
people
your
died.
family died.
Not a family member, but a close family friend passed away, and so it was unclear to my parents. My mom said she didn't feel threatened, she wasn't scared of
Right.
the entity.
Yeah, okay.
She thought it was me. But
It was probably the little girl that died in that house like 100 years ago that you were playing with in the basement.
Yeah,
So
probably.
they thought it was either that or like the family friend that had passed away, or that they had brought something back with them from Salem, right?
Salem?
So kind of just all of the spookiness. It was also the first time I shit my pants when my parents were gone. I remember having a sneaky little fart running back from recess. Like that whole weekend was traumatic.
Yeah, I don't know that it would be Phasmo Ghost, but Phasmo, okay.
Maybe
so-
the twins,
Well,
playing there in the
maybe.
basement with some buddies.
Now, you don't believe in ghosts,
No.
necessarily, right? Like, not in real life.
Or fake life.
Or, okay, sure.
That's my dad.
But,
Roz is my dad.
but then when you play a game like Phasmo,
I love it.
you get so scared.
I get so scared.
You get so scared. Now, there has to be part of you that believes in that kind of thing, or you wouldn't find it scary.
I don't know if I believe. I think it's fun to make believe.
Sure, okay, believe is the wrong word. What if it's, you don't rule out the possibility of?
I think I'm actually kind of stubbornly incorrect about the idea that I don't believe. Because why not? The universe is full of all sorts of stuff I don't understand.
I prepared a quick little point about your, because you are a scientist, so I wanted to appeal to the scientist in you.
Please do.
Is that it's the law of conservation of energy,
Sure.
and that it is a scientific
Yeah.
principle that
science.
energy
Matter.
energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but
Transformed.
can only be converted from one form to another.
Right.
What?
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fundamental law. of
Mostly to
thermodynamics.
like heat, and it just escapes out into the universe.
sure.
And the universe
but
is
do you-
constantly
do you
expanding.
think that your sense of consciousness is merely heat?
I mean,
As a
it
person,
generates heat. I don't know that I believe that. I do think consciousness is a very complicated creation of all of the hormones and chemicals in our brains,
Okay.
firing extremely complicated pathways of neurons.
Sure. I mean, that's maybe the functionality of how things work, but do you not have
I
a
don't-
sense of self?
I don't believe in souls.
Okay. But do you believe
Do I have a sense of self?
a sense of self
But
of
I-
individuality that makes
Yeah,
you
but I do
different from
think
every
I
other
think
person?
that is generated by. I think that it is generated by my biology.
Okay.
I don't think that it comes from anywhere that I was gonna say can't see, but I don't know what that even means. There's lots of things I can't see because my eyeballs don't
Yeah,
register.
you're not a mantis shrimp.
Yeah.
I have a thing for you to look up, Ryan, because I forgot to do this earlier. There is an amount, I think, is it 21 grams? Is that what that is? There's an amount of
It's your body.
weight that humans lose upon death.
And there's no way it's just the. Why do I keep talking about shit?
But it's just the
It's
the-
not
the
just
The thing that
bowels.
leaves your body.
Evacuation.
The
Yeah,
evacuation.
Yeah, that's way more than 21 grams.
I was gonna say.
Take it from the science.
Yeah, and you
there.
could,
Also, not everybody evacuates like.
Yeah.
I mean.
and you could
What's in
theoretically
there?
I hope
there.
What you eat, right?
You could weigh it. It'd
That's
still
someone
be
else's
there
problem.
with the body.
I'm gonna be like, oh yeah,
We couldn't all have eaten exactly 21.
dude, tacos last day. That's a you problem.
But a lot of interesting things happen when we die, right? Like our bodies are constantly fighting off an assault of the environment and the other organisms. There are more cells in your body that are not your own than are your DNA. So, we're constantly a part of an immune system and a response.
But
to
I mean,
everything.
I doubt that.
So they start taking over,
body has
eating
anything
stuff.
to do with
Nom, nom, nom.
a spirit or ghost.
All right.
Oh,
I was going to say that the 21 grams thing comes from a 1907 experiment by a doctor.
That's pretty old.
That had a lot of gaping holes in its sort of methodology and has not been successfully reproduced. So it's essentially an urban myth.
But aren't urban myths
Fun.
awesome?
Yeah.
And I love the way, like, it takes a couple of things to make one. They don't just spring out of nowhere,
You're right. It's true.
right? And I think that the best thing, I think what the fun part about Phasmo are the stories that people believe are true in their lives, and I 100% am on board that people believe these things happen to them. And even if I'm the person who's like, I don't, but I've also maybe never experienced it, so what can I say?
Yeah.
And I'm an asshole. So I'm like, sure, you saw a ghost. But if there's a truth in there for somebody, then that truth is what convinces other people of the possibility, and then you begin to have something that can establish and take root. You know, I loved the Blair Witch Project. I think that movie was forkin' awesome. And when I saw it, part of it was the experience for me that there was an internet out there and I could go and look stuff up. And for a long time, they were able to kind of keep it like, is this real? Is this not real? It's obviously marketing bullshit. But there was a moment where you could be like,
It wasn't obvious at the time.
No.
It wasn't obvious at all.
Only movie I ever left because I got very motion sick from the camera. I have a lot of appreciation for a steady cam.
Oh, dude.
I got really sick.
I was living in a camper at the time.
oh shit.
And like there was cherry trees all over like the property, and the crows at night would pick up the cherries and they'd drop the pits down on the tin camper roof.
Oh man.
And right after I went and watched it at a friend's house, I walked home through the woods, and then I opened the door, and a crow dropped a cherry pit, and I screamed, and my family screamed inside. I screamed again, and then I was like, fuck, I'm being stupid.
Damn crows, read the room.
I know, right? Damn.
Ryan,
We have had another What's in the Box.
Oh, what's in the box?
So this question comes from Mr. Trevor Gemma, and
you
it
say
is,
Gemma? Yeah, I did.
what were the original jack-o'-lanterns made out of?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I will let you fill the audience in on the correct
once
answer
we have a correct
afterwards.
answer. Yeah.
So, what are some of your favorite of the spooky Halloween urban legends?
Oh, that's
What are the myths that
Oh.
that captivate you the most?
Oh, I would definitely say that I don't blow out my jack-o'-lanterns.
yeah.
Oh.
Never, ever.
And what's the story that goes along with that?
It's something that my grandmother used to do, so it's bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that has to do with the original jack-o'-lanterns were meant to ward off evil spirits.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the whole idea of dressing up as something scary is to
Scare her away.
like it's the time of year when the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest and things can cross over, and the whole idea is to pass yourself off as one of them so they don't come for you.
Do you know what that dates back to?
Yes.
I don't.
Okay, Lala,
So
tell us.
we've had a correct answer. Would you like to
Yeah.
fill
Oh,
the
sorry?
audience in as to what the
Yeah, the
correct answer
jack-o'-lanterns
is?
were originally made out of.
I guessed watermelons. Trevor told me that was not right.
Not correct, no.
Not watermelons.
Do you know it?
Well, I would say it's parsnips.
Ooh, so close.
Close. Probably also correct.
Probably.
According to Wikipedia, it's turnips.
Turnips.
Which is like, come on, it's basically the
I
same.
mean, I feel like I'm
Basically,
Yeah.
basically.
I googled
And
yesterday.
so we have had box number 4 selected.
Box number
Good
4.
choice. I'll grab it.
I had to Google yesterday the difference between gourds and squashes, and it's just decoration or eat it.
Who won?
both good.
Let's mum.
Let's
Let's
mom. You are the
You
proud
have won
owner.
a Nightmare Before Christmas collector's edition chess set.
Oh my god, that's a good prize.
That's beautiful.
I was really hoping someone would pick that box.
Yes, thank you. Let's mom. Wonderful. Dang.
Do you want me to put it
That's
in?
amazing.
Lala's gonna tell
Oh.
us about
I'll get
Dressing
the
up.
Lexman.
for Halloween.
Dressing up?
Wasn't that no? Were you
talking
gonna
about
tell us about?
jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't also a bit about like why we do this? Why do we do all this?
Yeah, what is
Well, I
that?
think that it can date back to Druidic times
Yes.
when the bonfire was set out on Samhain to make sure that the harvest had been successful and would continue to be successful for the next passing year. So everyone would light their fires and shine their fires and not let it go out and keep it going all night and wear like a mask or something to stave off the evil spirit.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's like Halloween was sort of it's kind of the immigrant translation essentially, because like you take pumpkins and instead of because it was the Irish were the ones that used turnips. And
Tracks.
and the faces they would carve into them, combining that with the bonfires, putting the candle inside the jack-o'-lantern. So that's the intent is the same.
it would ward off all the evil spirits.
Yeah.
And make the next year fruitful and successful.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, when I was traveling in New Zealand, and I said I was gonna go buy some pumpkins and hollow them out and burn them as jack-o'-lanterns, all my friends screamed at me at what a waste of food that was, and couldn't understand it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can only eat the little.
What?
I just had a random Halloween fact to share.
Oh.
Correct me if I'm wrong, for those Ontarians amongst us, but as I understand things, fireworks on Halloween is a uniquely BC thing.
Yes, my dog has been shiitakeying her pants for 3 days straight. It's a little early on the fireworks, BC, but no.
Like they don't do it. They don't do it anywhere in the States.
No.
They don't do it on
Yeah.
the East Coast. It's just like a
Vancouver,
think
baby.
British Columbia thing. We
Yeah.
did it in Victoria too, but like
You did in
it's a-
Victoria too?
it's a BC thing.
Sweet.
It was really weird when I moved here.
Any
The first
any
Halloween.
Albertans in the chat or anyone anywhere
was-
else?
I love it.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's nice, but
It's different.
yeah, my dog's ears have been like right back and just like
Same.
Waiting for it.
freaking.
My kitten does not like it.
Yeah.
But we never, before we moved to Vancouver, even out in the Fraser Valley and beyond, no one did that.
Yeah. Weird, right?
But now it's like free fireworks show because we live across the street from a park and everyone's like, hell yes.
Yeah, it's great. I've grown up with it my whole life, but I just love it. It's part of
Oh,
It is rad, and I love that that's part of Halloween for you.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
joking with Kenny on the stairs today that part of Halloween for me, as someone from Ontario, and this is the first time I probably have ever been able to wear just a costume. There's no snowsuit underneath this bad boy. I don't have to just figure a way to match my princess costume with like my hat and mitts for the year. You know? But I really wanted to show up on this show with my snowsuit underneath, but you know, skin tight, so got work to do. But it's you wear a snowsuit with whatever. So you know, like you go to like the store and see those cute little, or like we go to Fabricland and see like the thing that my mom was gonna make me the costume, and it's always so cute and pretty. And it's like bare arms. And my mom's like, ha! We'll make it 5 sizes up so you can get your snowsuit underneath it. And it snows on Halloween every year, no matter what. It's like
that's
That's
wrong.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up somewhere where you were usually knee deep in the snow, so you'd have to be like, I gotta wear something that, you know, you wear your whole snowsuit underneath it,
Yeah.
so you can go
Vancouver,
out
it's
for
rain
as
jacket.
long as you can
That's
last.
fair. What's your favorite childhood Halloween costume around the room?
Childhood? I did a weird one year. My mom asked me what I wanted to be, and without like a blink of an eye, I said I want to be an undead tap dancer.
So specific.
So like every house I went to, I had this like weird like monstery mask thing, and I had like a little tux on essentially, and every door I went to, I did a little dance.
That's adorable.
You did a treat. You did a trick for a treat.
Yeah.
My sister and I were wizards one year, and I really loved those little outfits. But I think also the year we were Care Bears stands out to me. It was so fun, and it also, you know, fits your snowsuit, then your Care Bear outfit. It kind of worked. Oh my! I have trouble choosing. I love them so much, and now my mom used to sew them when we were kids, and then my sister has started doing that, so she's sewing her little guys are Pikmin this year. So cute. But I also think there's a hilariously terrifying photo of us all as clowns, where it's kind of like melting a little bit.
That's horrifying.
But like all 4 of us, and it's
You
just
gotta
like,
bring that
oh
in.
shit.
I want to see that.
Super scary. Yeah.
Favorite childhood Halloween costume?
Sheet. 2 holes.
Speaking of classic.
The classics.
It was
Damn.
sick.
You could fit so many snowsuits under that.
I mean, yeah. It was great.
When I was a kid, my favorite was a pumpkin that my mom sewed me because I could put all these down pillows in it to make it like all full. But it was so cozy and warm in the freezing cold. But I will say, I was also Bride of Frankenstein when I was probably like 8 or 9. My mom gave her 8-year-old daughter her wedding dress as a costume.
Whoa.
And as an
Like you're
adult
gonna
now,
wear it again.
I see this. Yeah, I see this sacrifice that my mother gave for me, like whether it was staying up all night sewing a costume for my brother or I, or like giving your wedding dress to your 8-year-old daughter. First of all, how fucking tiny was my mom that
Yeah,
an 8-year-old's dress?
8-year-old.
You know, I was like 8 or 9 years old, and she gave me her wedding dress for a Halloween costume. I love you, Mom.
Cover it in blood?
I did. I covered it in blood.
Yes!
Selfish little shit. But I gave her all my rockets.
If anyone has
Oh yeah, your favorite
Halloween
candy.
traditions, or like regarding your costume, because I always dress up as things that are scary to continue the tradition of warding off evil spirits.
Hell yeah.
I won't dress up in like comedic things. I mean, today I was hamming it up and having a blast, but I'm still a freaking vampire.
That's what you are. Damn.
I love that Halloween is your chance to sort of, just like we love to do here in general, but fly your nerd flag about whatever you're super into. You know, it's always been a favorite thing of mine. I love big Halloween parties. And just getting to see what everybody does, and everybody has their unique thing that you want to bring to it this year. If you wanted it to be something scary, and you get to embrace that thing that you love, that's your favorite horror thing, or your favorite spooky thing, or maybe your favorite princess or your favorite superhero. One year, Matt and I were at my mom's house and giving out candy to all the kids coming by, and some kid who clearly could not choose between being a random Jedi and Spider-Man, and so he's like, I'm both, baby. I'm Jedi Spider-Man.
Mashup.
Love it.
Great.
Hell yeah, to mashups.
Yeah, I love it. It just there's so much love that goes into the selection and creation and the ritual.
It's a really ritualistic, heightened version of yourself. And when you think about it, like the things that matter the most about Halloween are the things that matter the most to you. Frickin' free candy. Just kidding. No, family. You know, like love and togetherness and adventure and excitement. Like it just brings up all of the best things of who we are.
What is it about being a little bit afraid that makes that extra true? Is there something about getting spooked and, you know, feeling alive?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes it precious.
That's why people skydive.
What?
Same thing. It's a little adrenaline rush.
Adrenaline rush. Yeah.
It's a little adrenaline rush. When you get scared, like a jump scare or whatever, you get that
a jump scare.
It does feel good. It feels
like Halloween is just totally like a family holiday for me. It was my grandpa's birthday.
Oh.
So every year we would be like blowing out the cake and candles, and there would be like ding dong, trick or treat, and everything.
Oh, sweet. That's fun.
Yeah. I was out traveling and stuff, and he asked me to come home for his birthday, and that was his last. So I'm really glad that I did. But it was always a huge deal. It was a huge deal, like for my kids growing up. So there's always like decorations and a full graveyard and 13 pumpkins and music and special food and
13 pumpkins?
Yeah, it's tradition.
Oh, okay. I like
Love
that.
it.
Yeah, it's like, I have the 8 Rubbermaid bins of Halloween decorations, Ryan.
What's your
But like,
favorite?
she has Valentine's Day decorations.
Yeah, so do I, okay?
Every holiday.
I feel like there's no reason to not celebrate. Life is too short.
It's milestones. I watched this really Netflix explained time. We need to mark our time with these little like celebrations and these milestones. They're markers.
Yeah.
As it goes by fast, slow. It's a really good doc. Watch
Yeah,
it.
but it's later than you think. Life is short.
Yeah.
There was one thing I wanted to share. I was doing a bit of research about sort of why Vancouver and fireworks, and it is like a uniquely BC thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, Vancouver has a storied history of Halloween hooliganism.
Yeah.
Like riots, street battles. Like Vancouver got rowdy on Halloween.
Yeah.
And I have to read this line from the 1963 Vancouver Sun. Roving gangs of Halloween hoodlums staged riotous street battles with police in 2 sections of the city Thursday evening. Eggs and oysters were their ammunition. Dunbar and Chinatown, the main battlegrounds. Police and dogs struggled for hours to keep the gangs under control. I want that Halloween.
I've had that Halloween.
That sounds crazy, and I don't know. I love big Halloween parties, and I mean a little bit of shenanigans is fun, but you know the mess afterwards.
Do you guys ever
Rude.
celebrate Day of the Dead?
Okay, I wanted to bring up something about Day of the Dead because as far as like appealing to a skeptic as well, is the fact that Samhain in frickin' like the British Isles and then South America, Central America, and Mexico, some part of North America, but like in there, the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, they both have the same, it's like a 1-day difference, and they both have the same belief. People who never interacted both believe that that specific day of the year, the veil is at its thinnest.
Yeah, but why?
No, I know, but like that's what I find so fascinating. And from like earlier, Jamie's dad being freaked out by a story kind of lends validity to it. So if you
agree.
have 2 case points, does that not lend a little bit more validity to the idea?
It's a pagan druidic holiday which was adapted by the Christians and made into a Christian holiday, like all them.
So, and then
Whole thing.
they,
Yeah.
they,
Oh, that
so
I know,
they have
yeah.
one.
Literally.
They probably have one route that's
Right.
just morphed into different places
Totally.
around
So
the
it's
world.
like All Souls Day and then Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, but how old is Dia de los Muertos? Fact checker. Okay,
Predates.
I also think because
Like
it's
Wicca
related.
predates Christianity by about
Yeah.
2,000 years.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
Though.
I want to convert.
Nice. But the idea that it's also, we talked about the end of the festival. I think there's just something about, there's harvest season. There's all this other stuff going on that connects people to a milestone, and then people celebrate it.
I love it.
We are low on time, so we have to bring back our pumpkin carvers.
It's time.
So we are going to have, there are 3 categories that they can win for. And we are going to have Jamie, after we've seen all of them, award the most creative pumpkin, or most creative interpretation of their theme. Lala, most accurate to theme. And
Or
then
interesting,
you,
most interesting interpretation of the theme.
Sure, yeah.
I leave it to you to
sure.
decide that.
Yeah.
and then you, the audience at home, will get to choose just your audience favorite as the third one. So let's get through this. Lauren, please
Whoa, whoa!
present your pumpkin.
Here I come.
Remember, right into the top of the
Yeah,
mic,
yeah.
but show us the
Don't-
goods.
Theme.
Childhood,
Notice
beautiful.
the sadness.
Oh, that
There
is
is a
creepy.
sadness.
There's a lot of sadness.
Amazing.
Childhood?
Yes.
Okay.
That's we got so many
So
boxes
much
of
magic.
raisins.
So much wonder.
Yes.
You want to?
I love it.
I went with the theme of when you're disappointed for the very first time by your father, and you know that
What?
things are never going to quite be the same. So here you go, childhood.
Lauren had some drinks while she was carving her pumpkin,
Wow.
and
I am offended, but also hate how much that accurately describes it.
You can pop it on the counter here.
beautiful, beautiful.
Oh my God,
Fantastic, Lauren.
The tragic disappointment of your father.
That's me when I had too many raisins in my loop bag.
Oh.
You know?
Next!
What? You don't like raisins?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Get up here. What do
Delicious.
you have? I don't remember your theme.
It's Queens is back. Dun 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 dun. Oh, I shouldn't sing the. Never mind. I was gonna go into
Numbers.
the
Theme was D&D.
Oh, the dice! It's the dice! It's the complicated
The
dice!
pumpkin is the die.
Is it a D20?
Just so everyone on the audience could hear, it is a D20. I'm still figuring out what that is.
Yeah. It means it's just a 20-sided die.
She knows it.
Nicely done.
Hello.
The D&D theme. Sweet. Yeah, you can just throw it up here.
Sweet Angel.
Oh, I will.
The Jedi is
Like, I want to come on.
The Jedi
My
is
mom's
fighting.
watching mom. That's a tour.
Okay.
Hi.
Thank you.
Girl.
Darth
Shall we?
Dav? What is that movie?
Darth Dab.
Dav
Oh my
Ren?
God, she's
Kylo
lying.
Dab.
So bad. She doesn't
Queen,
want to
come on.
go.
And Queen Ray.
How
And Queen Ray.
Just leave
her. Yeah.
Oh, stealer of the show. You don't get bonus points for the dog.
Extra points.
You don't get next.
You don't get. Ooh, Stab.
Coming on up. We have
Level.
Steph next.
gone
Showing
wrong.
up.
Science gone wrong.
Yeah, he's a little fly man, and he's like,
I like. Beautiful. Nice.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Very nice. Very
You
nice.
can place it. We can
Fantastic.
make room.
Make room.
I just.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Science gone wrong.
I don't know what it is, but a glowing pumpkin is like the most beautiful thing. Oh.
Okay, so my theme was hell. So I got a little reveal. Oh, reveal. Capitalism. Okay, 2020.
Well,
Capitalism. Didn't have time to carve that out.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
You
Amazing.
can build a pumpkin gut.
Yeah, I'll take
Oh,
it.
yes.
In a short 40 minutes,
If
they've accomplished
2021
that's
so
not
much.
long.
Oh, the gloves are filled with guts.
Good.
Oh, that's great.
If 2020 was hell, does that mean 2021 is like purgatory?
Kind of, yeah. That's pretty accurate.
And here, next up, not the brave.
Beautiful Capri.
Ooh, space.
Oh, the camera.
was space.
Very nice.
Yes.
It's the planets.
Go.
she can hear loud.
Pick a spot. Just push the fake pumpkins out of the way.
Obsessed with the squish.
Make her. There you go.
Thank you.
Back on your
Fantastic.
adventures.
Space.
Oh, and our final pumpkin for judging.
Is this our next? Is our final pumpkin? One, two,
Yeah, we had 6 pumpkins.
Ooh.
I had Cronenberg. But then.
Oh
It's Brundlefly.
You can put that right.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Very
Oh, it's
It can
Very
roll.
scary.
Scribbling a little bit.
I didn't know that fly was a Cronenberg.
Hell yeah.
Nicely done. Okay, so we got to get through this fairly quickly. So, most creative.
Hell being 2020.
You're going with Hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a prize for our.
Oh wait, which one is our grand prize?
I don't know, pick it.
Most creative? Okay, we're going. Oh crap!
It's
there it
the-
is. Sorry.
the-
Most creative
Yeah.
to Cheyenne.
Oh!
You have won a llama lamp.
Amazing in your office.
So groovy.
Oh my god, it's entertaining, decorative, and beautiful.
Also, you
Thanks,
won the
AFL.
dance contest.
Okay. And Lala, you get to pick most accurate to theme.
Oh, I'm gonna give it up to Sarah.
And this is, okay. Because we were doing a theme draw, Sarah, come back. You have got basically the grand prize,
Ooh.
a drill tool.
My earballs.
Show the camera. Or whichever camera, that camera. Show that camera.
All good. All good.
Yeah?
Here, bring that over so we can carve pumpkin.
Okay.
It's like when your neighbor gives you a full-size chocolate bar.
Yeah.
And you win.
And audience at home, you get to pick between all of these remaining pumpkins.
Yep.
What was
starting
it?
from the
Just your
left.
favorite.
Just your
Starting from
favorite,
the-
audience favorite.
So starting from the left, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think we're just doing 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't win twice.
Okay, so pick a number between 3, 4, 5, or 6.
We got
We'll tally
space.
them up.
Space.
Science gone wrong. D&D. Childhood.
Exactly. And the bones are their money.
And we'll give you about
Oh
a
my
minute
goodness.
Yeah.
to
fill?
vote into the polls, and then we will
Vote in the
give out the final prize.
I saw my story.
Yeah,
Tell
quickly.
your story. Oh my God,
I'm
we
so
didn't get to your
sorry.
story?
I'm so sorry.
No, I've just been talking too much. Sorry.
Oh, no,
I
we've
thought
all
it
been
was
talking. This,
Not
we can keep
enough.
going on and on. I didn't
Okay.
ask any of these questions.
Okay, wait.
Oh my God, I don't think it matters. I think it's all like free for all. What? Okay.
Tell your story.
Okay, so I lived in this very, very old farmhouse, and we were doing some renovations on it. So we had a king-size bed, which was in the tiniest little bedroom of all God's creation. So it had to be sort of wedged in. So I had to kind of jump over the footboard to get into bed. But every time I did that, I felt like someone was grabbing my ankles and pulling me down. And I couldn't explain it, and I didn't know why. I never told anyone about that, but my kids felt the same way. That you really just had this urge to jump from the doorway into the bed. We even scratched the footboard because it was so important, and it wasn't logical, but you just felt that way all the time.
That's freaky.
And so that continued for about a year. And then what we did was we pulled up the carpet because we were going to put laminate down. And we found a trap door right by the bed.
Oh my
And
God.
We opened it up and it went into the root cellar. Into a very old root cellar that was all
Had
just like
you been able to
concrete.
get down there before you found that trap door?
Yeah, but
Okay.
when you went into the cellar before, there was like a false ceiling. So we didn't know that there was
So this was a
trap
part
door
you
there.
hadn't been able
Oh
to
my
get to
God.
This
before.
was a part we never accessed.
That's horrifying.
So cut to the next year, and a family came to visit the farm that had lived there, and they said that there was a terrible fire there, and that there was this was, mind you, like a 650 square foot house.
Oh, wow.
And that there was a terrible fire there, and because there was such a big family, the boys used to live in the basement.
Ooh.
And because the boiler was down there to heat the house, the boys never got out alive.
Wow. Spoopy.
Well done.
And they didn't tell us that till after. So we didn't find out after I had that feeling, and for about 2 years.
Yeah, real estate agents gotta like tell some more stories. You know?
Make the sale.
Yeah, make the the sale.
Would that have made you be like, I'm in? Or would you have been like, I'm going to pass on this
Every
one?
place is haunted that I've ever been in.
Oh.
Maybe
Ryan,
it's
do you have a winner?
Our winner is Space.
Space!
Space! For your
final
interpretation
pumpkin.
of space, you have won a Gummo machine.
It's like a bunch of little asteroids.
And for
Yay! Amazeballs.
participants,
Yeah, we will-
everybody's a winner.
We'll bring this to you just afterwards, but everyone else who carved a pumpkin will be receiving some Moscow Mule cups.
Yay!
Thank you so much for participating.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Okay, we are we're at the tail end of this, I believe. Yeah?
Should we go like live on our filthy lot and share stories with people if they want to like listen more? We should go live on Instagram. I'm gonna on my own
by all means,
Instagram.
go
Do
for
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Lala's got more stories. I know she does.
Yeah, I gotta go on my own.
I've got a bunch more.
I know you. I think
way more.
it's fascinating that you guys have experienced so much, and I do think, just like I said to you, I think it's you.
It's my favorite that
Probably.
Things follow you.
I love that you're a skeptic. I think that's the best part. It's like when you're pure and innocent and you're gonna get your thing that happens and it's gonna be amazing and you're gonna be like, shit, I still don't believe, but that's okay because that's like, it's scary to believe. But one day the thing is gonna make you believe and it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, that was a question I wanted to ask you was what would make you believe?
It'll happen. It'll happen.
But we have run out of time. I've got a couple quick plugs. Of course, we have to plug that a week from now. Okay, so next Friday, November 5th, we are doing a one-shot with Linus and Luke from Linus Tech Tips here on this stage that we are going to play in the world of Altero. We're in Altero for it, right?
Yes.
To lead up to the world premiere of episode 1 of Ready to Roll, which will be happening immediately after that. And then stay tuned afterwards and pay close attention while you're watching episode 1, because we are going to be giving away a bunch of prizes with trivia based on the first episode, and the grand prize is a PlayStation 5.
Oh,
So,
We got one.
tune in next week.
We
got one,
actually
baby.
have one.
We got one!
God damn it!
So, I'm sorry, I have to wrap up. Alex will get mad at me if we cut camera to anyone else. I'm kidding, Alex. I love you, Sky Daddy. Tomorrow night at the Havana Theater live show called Fable Tennis is happening that's being put on by the peeps here from A Funny Lot. I want to do this gag because I didn't do it earlier, which is I am drinking blackberry wine. It's blood.
And it's horrible.
Yeah, I love it. And it's but until next time, stay filthy.